All right, this should be good. Doesn't say rotate the device. We lost everybody.
That's fine. We'll find some new people. Back in action. Good to go,
Yay,
Jeff Ellis.
we did it. You know, I had the same issue last time we did this.
Hey, all right. Thanks for coming back.
I know. We have no right for you to come back.
We're trying. We're living large.
We are living. We're living. Okay, so thanks for joining us again. You'll probably see this on replay, but today we are brewing a harvest ale, and we have a whole bunch of hops. I'm going to delete that other video. We've got it. Chinook we have. Homegrown Nugget we have.
Magnum.
Mount Hood. And Cascade. Okay. And the beer I'm brewing is a harvest ale. It's a, I don't know, I made it up. It's really just, I have a whole bunch of Maris Otter malt for a 5-gallon US gallon batch, 11 pounds of that. Mashed it at 155 degrees. And we're just going to put in a whole bunch of hops. And I don't even know, what we're doing just yet. It's like, it's going to be, as Mike put it, game day decisions. So we started off at 60 minutes to go in the boil. We put in 6 ounces of Magnum hops. Now, you may be saying to yourself, geez, six ounces is a lot. But I have found in my years of brewing these beers with all these hops, homegrown hops, you really need to go above and beyond to really taste what's going on there. So then with 45 minutes left to go in the boil, we put in a mixture of Mount Hood. We had 2 ounces of Mount Hood and 1 ounce of the second year Nugget. That we smelt this and it smelled weird.
These are dry hops.
Yeah.
They're not wet hops.
So we harvest these probably late August, early September. And that smells weird, man. But but we're putting it in, and we dry them out. So this is what I do to dry them out. I pick them off the vines, and then I put them on to a large screen and let them sit for 3 days in my hot basement. They dry out. I put them in bags, take out as much air as I can, and freeze them until I'm ready to brew. And they're as fresh as they're going to be after 7 weeks in the freezer.
Yep. My freezer was, when I opened the door to get these, bring them over, it was a lot of hop aroma coming out of that freezer.
So these Cascades we're going to leave until the very end.
Because they're the most aromatic, you think?
Yeah,
what you have.
I think so. I think so, and I think that's what we're going to do. Oh, and the Chinook.
Those beautiful Chinook.
Yes.
These are huge ones, too.
Yeah, they are. Try this. Try just playing around with that.
See if I can get some lupulin camera shots going. Focus. Focus. Probably not going to focus.
It's not focusing.
Rub them together, get a little heat going. Oh yeah, that's good. A little bit piney.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Yeah.
With homegrown hops, if you're not afraid of something coming out too hoppy or too bitter, which most of us drinking commercial beer in this age of IPA, we're probably not. So it might be difficult to achieve that. So with homegrown hops, you might as well just load them in and see what you can get. Yeah, this year was a bumper year of growth, right? I mean, I thought we got quite a bit. Even my second year hops had more flowers on them than I anticipated that they would. So it was a pretty good year.
What did you grow?
I have Columbus and Nugget going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should compare nuggets.
We should.
Smell this. More.
Mine on the vine were getting to be pretty garlicky, so I think they had kind of gone past their prime. Yeah. I don't know, it's not bad. It's just really mild. It smells more like the hop than it is the oils.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but it's good. We're just gonna rub hops all day on camera and get high on.
Yeah. I brought just some like the ends of the vines into work and let them dry on my little cube wall.
Yeah, someone just posted he's got several plants, but they're only about 3 or 4 feet tall this year. So, but their first year, so that's good though.
That's actually great.
I just let mine grow wild that first year, so they can put out as much leaves as possible, and suck up as much sun as possible to get all that energy down the root ball. That's what you want. So that's good.
All right, we're getting down to 30 minutes to go on the boil.
33 minutes to go.
Okay. Let's measure out some of these Chinook.
Even your timer's all ghetto with the tape all over it.
I've dropped that a few times. I don't throw things out until I really have to.
Yes.
Everything's stuck together. Everything's taped up. Oh, look at that.
Nice.
Just look at that.
Someone pleading for people to give us more thumbs up. It's good. We got friends out there. That is huge. Just look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's a big one.
That's great.
So that's 2.
Oh, I can smell that from here.
2 ounces
That's pretty good.
and 2 5/8 ounces.
Yep.
That's a lot.
Look at that. Okay. How's that going?
Maybe if you move the box, you can just do like
I will
a
pivot
high
the
dump.
box. I will chance a disaster in the shooting video. You're not gonna be able to see the kettle from there. I don't dare. I'm not picking up the camera again. I can tell you. Look at
This is going in a kettle.
that. Yeah. Actually, we're not brewing. We're just pouring these on the ground for the effect of give people the thought process.
Wouldn't that be funny? Like then we move.
Then we have a video of us picking all the hops off the
Yeah,
ground.
yeah. That's a lot of fun.
The magic of cinematography.
That's all going in.
Nice. Nice. So how much was that? Like
2 5/8. You know what? We should.
2 and 5/8. We're very specific
very
here
specific.
at brew-juice.com with our hop measurements.
You know what?
The sky is too bright. It's overcast today. And with this little phone and what we're doing, I don't know. It's tough to get the right lighting.
Yeah. We can always turn it that way and talk on that side of it.
I'll turn this way and get it more against the house, and there'll be less. Oh, look at that. Even I can see it now. See, there we go. And I'll back up a little bit. All right. There you go. Oh, even I can see myself now. Now it's more fun. Happy brewing, John and Mike. Thank you very much. So I want to know what everybody's doing today that we can do a live stream and so many people just pop up and start watching.
They must get notifications when we're on. That must be it.
Must be.
Must be. Happy brewing. Thank you.
It's better to be brewing than just not brewing today. Football, how are those Pats?
Struggling.
Struggling, man. It's a struggle. But we can't complain. We're not those types of fans. We've been blessed, and so we'll just take what we can get.
Piece of wood in there.
Yes.
I'm not really sure where that came from.
Oh, so one guy, I asked what people are doing. The short-circuited brewer dude is sitting on the couch after an appendix removal.
Oh my goodness.
Boy.
Feel better.
How long does it take before you can drink beer again after an appendix removal?
Is he drinking beer now?
Did we link the stream on Reddit? No, but we keep talking about Reddit as an avenue we need to exploit more.
Should we?
We should be doing that.
All right, let's do that.
So, too long, he says, for drinking beer again. Nice.
sucks.
Oh, we're going to be trading some of this brew. If so, I'm doing a wet hop next week.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, get in touch. Get in touch.
Just send us an email.
Somebody's transferring a Harvest Ale to secondary today. That's awesome. Oh yeah, no oxy and beer at the same time. Boo. That's
True dat.
that's our appendix removal.
Yep, that makes sense.
Short-circuited brewer.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, going to work soon. It's Monday morning there. Where are you from, Neil?
He's on the other side of the earth?
Yeah.
He's probably in Australia.
Yeah. Cool. It's 9 p.m. for Andrew Lutton. He's going to bed soon. Melbourne. Nice. There you go. You nailed it.
All right, we're going to put in the 3/8.
We're weighing out some Chinook now.
I'd like to get, like, to say 3.
Okay, so we're evening out the Chinook load?
Yeah.
All right.
So to speak.
If the little hot flowers fly past the camera, that'll be good for
The
effect.
wind's blowing, so
Yeah, it's a little windy here today,
you
too.
see this.
English mild. That's one of my probably top 5 favorite styles. And you're
Top
sipping on a
5.
spiced cider. Nice. What's the spices of choice for a cider?
Cinnamon?
Cinnamon. Nutmeg can get weird on you if you're not too careful. Clove, I guess some people might do clove in a cider.
Maybe.
I'm not into that. Allspice is probably a good way to just round it out.
All right.
You ever spice your ciders? Or you just
No.
traditional, right? You're
Haven't.
straight up cider
No.
brewer.
I want to hop one of them
Yeah,
just to see how that goes. Okay, we got to start writing down some stuff. Cinnamon, ginger, allspice.
Yeah, I
and a
got to
touch
get
of
some
clove.
juice too. I haven't worked that out yet.
Okay.
Cinnamon, ginger, allspice. That's nice. And a touch of clove. You get all the big ones too. The thing with spicing anything like that is keeping it in balance and not getting out of control, right? Last year's brew. Cool. Very nice.
Okay, and then we did.
Yeah, it's time to get some cider going here too. Oh, thank you very much. There we go.
45 minutes.
Now we'll just sit back and wait for all the viewers to roll in from Reddit.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
We're doing our best. We need to get some t-shirts made up that just say we're just two dudes.
Well, that's the thing. Like, how did this come together? I text you like, hey,
Yeah.
come on down. He's like, well, what am I doing?
What am I doing?
Just bring yourself and bring the hops.
Bring the hops down. So I did. So now we're brewing.
So Mount Hood, and then we had some nugget, an ounce of nugget at
It rained pretty
45
good
minutes.
earlier today, so
Yeah.
hopefully we've missed out on that.
No, we have. This is all going to pass by.
This
It's
is
going to be
great.
awesome.
Great.
All right, Chinook at 30 minutes
Sure.
ago, we had 3 ounces of that.
Surprise brew, that's right.
Chinook.
I almost started brewing earlier. It's a good thing I didn't start brewing. But my brew station, my brew basement, aside from moving stuff out of the way to shoot videos, everything's a mess down there right now. I can't even begin to like think about brewing stuff. But I have to make another like 12 gallons of wort for sour beer production. I've got 2 fermenters of sour beer that are ready to get racked over, and I want to keep the party going and add more stuff. How do we clean the mash tun? Nice. You use a shop vac. Well, that's interesting. Well, first of all, I don't know, in your mash tun, do you still have water and grains together? Because I could see that working with a shop vac. We're both batch spargers, and John just uses an orange cooler, so when he's ready to dump it out, he just takes it down and back and dumps it out.
Yep.
And then we just hose it out. So it's pretty straightforward. But you don't really do any cleaning after that. You just good rinse and that's that, right?
Yeah, if I do wash it, if it's really kind of gunky,
Yeah.
I'll use what I'll use is I'll use what's the
PBW?
yeah, PBW. That's what I'm using.
Yeah. Stop playing with this piece of tape.
That was the failed attempt.
Like, what's he doing? What's he doing?
Just
Yeah.
playing with it. Good as
You gotta turn the scale on to measure hops.
You gotta tear
That's
out.
an important tip for everybody at home. Is turn the scale on
Make
before
sure the
you.
scale is on, because
What does the sound like? What's the sound quality like when we do it this way?
I think that they probably hear the kettle.
Yeah. Can you hear the faint hiss of the kettle? And do we sound okay?
We sound
Good.
we
That's
sound
good.
we sound
Awesome.
horrible.
All right, thanks. Somehow your phone is pretty good at this. So,
Probably just okay.
well, that's what they said. Okay.
Yeah.
I can live with that.
Can you? Can people see how yellowy
Yeah,
powdery
look at all that
it is?
stuff in there.
What should I do with all
I don't know.
Oh, well.
Put an ounce of vodka in there, swash it around, and then drop it in the kettle.
And then do a
Yeah,
shot.
we'll do vodka
Yeah.
shots of
Yay.
lupulin blends.
Look at us.
Sounds good. Very little background noise. Cool. Happy Thanksgiving to those Canadians.
Yeah,
Nice.
there you go.
Nice comments.
Yeah. We knew that the Canadian audience would be home, celebrating
Right.
their
We just
Thanksgiving.
wanted to reach out.
Just wanted to make sure that, well,
Harvest Ale.
they were, whatever they eat up there,
We love
like
the
they were just going to be
Canadians.
sitting around, hanging out with their family, and there would be a guy
Streaming live.
wanting to get away from their family, and now they're watching YouTube, watching us brew.
Yes.
So,
What are you doing in there?
like, don't worry about it. Leave me alone. These 2 dumb Americans are brewing.
CFL football. Nice.
That's right. All right, so that's another 3 ounce of Chinook.
3 more ounces. Who's keeping track?
I'm keeping track.
Oh.
I wrote it all down.
Nice. I'm going to show the good people at home.
My awesome penmanship.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, so I think at 15 minutes to go. Can't buy you beer. Thank you.
$2.
Thank you. Appreciate it. We're not even looking for money, but thank you.
That's great.
Thanks a lot. I probably had that setting. I didn't mean to do that. But appreciate it, because we'll just use it to buy more brewing stuff. And
we'll buy more Ziploc bags for hops.
And then swap with you if you have beer to swap.
Oh yeah, that's always good.
So, one thing about brewing with all this stuff, if you have a kettle that has a spigot on it, you're not going to be able to use it. So that's why I have a siphon, and I haven't fermented it. I've sanitized it, and it's ready to go. Because once that gets chilled down, the only way I can get wort out is to siphon out into my fermenter, and then I'll need to aerate that, because one thing I did learn that if you don't turn on your spigot and let it flow out, that thing is not aerated. So
have you ever thought about putting like a bazooka tube in there? I mean, I don't think the inside of your kettle accepts
a
bazooka tube.
No, it does. It has.
Does that help in this situation?
It has threading. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but that'd be too
easy. Why? Why do something easy? Why solve it?
Yeah. Right.
I'd rather give some hot tips like
Oh,
siphon.
right.
You need a siphon,
yeah, right. Siphon. Yeah. Great.
Hot tips.
We should get you one of those, a massive like French press that fits in your kettle. You can just.
That's what we need to get into.
Push it down.
Huge
We'll
French
go on
presses for home brewing.
MasterCar. I'll buy the stainless steel screen, and we'll make a big plunger mess to push it all down. That's cool.
I have a special beer for you to drink after this is all done.
Okay, great. I love special beers.
2016
Hot press.
2016 Harvest Ale. My last bottle of it.
What brand of brew log do you use, and how many brews can you log with it? You want to talk about your little brew log? This is pretty nice.
Yeah, so this is the Brewer's Ledger, and I don't know. I just started using it.
Where'd you get it?
I found it online. Actually, someone sent this to me.
Cool.
We talked about it in a video.
We did. It was right.
Looks like you can get 13, 15. Hold on.
I'm wildly inconsistent
18 beers.
with the way I record stuff. I've got it like in notebooks. We have a post on the blog and like a spreadsheet thing that I used to use. I'm like all over the place. But my wife bought me one of these types of things recently too. I should start getting into that. So.
Well, I just finished up my old one. I bought that old one probably 3 or 4 years ago.
Yep.
And it was a moleskin.
Yeah, outside the cover.
Yep.
Cool.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But then once it's all filled up, can't use it anymore.
This is good for just recording like the exact recipe as you go along and do it.
That's right.
Cool. Nice.
Well, what's going to happen is I'm going to have people taste this, and they're going to ask me like, "So what's in this?" And I'm going to be like,
"A lot of stuff."
Yep, lots of stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
Online brewers, yeah. Beersmith.
There you go. For their anniversary. That was
yeah. I use Beersmith not as much as I used to in the past. I used to find it a great way of sort of keeping a log of stuff. I never used their calendar feature. I like Beersmith, but sometimes it's like got a lot of features in it sometimes that are just
20 minutes ago.
A lot of features. A little bit cumbersome sometimes.
20 minutes to go in the boil.
Nice. And have we introduced your extra wort yet, or does that go in later?
I've been putting in a little bit at a time, but probably now is the time to put it in so I can make sure it's sterilized.
I have not used the session function in Beersmith. Does anybody else use that? Does that make sense? For tracking a brew day, I'll have to look at it closer. Does it work for you? We can try and show you the kettle setup. Someone's asking to see the kettle setup.
Yeah, we should do it.
We can try it. Here, we can look. We'll recreate this. I'll watch this.
You ready?
We're going to show you. Here we go.
Here we go.
Tough day on the internet.
all because of that? So weird. Ah, the whole thing stopped. There we go.
We made it.
We're back. We resumed.
Hi from Norway. That's nice.
That's good. Yo, so people know short-circuited brewer. Love it.
Yeah, no.
It's great.
Yep.
All right, we're back.
So that was tenuous, but we made it. We made it. We made it.
All right, we have 15 minutes to go in the brew, the boil. I've got 3 more ounces of Chinook we're gonna put in. Trying to figure out, I gotta put the chiller in as well.
Okay.
So
What do you want me to do?
I'm gonna go get my chiller.
Yep.
Set that up, and then we'll put the hops in, and then
Okay.
count down.
All right. So I'll just stand here and look good.
stand in.
Okay, great. Great. So we're gonna get the chiller ready. We got more hops to go in. We're back. Yes, we made it back. Sorry. That's what happens. Yes, it is. Wi-Fi can be finicky sometimes.
Yeah, I turned it off the Wi-Fi.
Oh, we're back. Oh, you're just running off cellular signal now?
Yeah.
Cool. Uh-oh, I gotta tend to the kettle. Hold on.
There's nobody on camera. Oh, someone's about to try their first New England IPA.
As a brew or as a taste?
Probably, hopefully it's a brewer.
But as a, are they brewing one or are they drinking one?
Let's ask that question.
That's the question I'm asking.
Are you brewing it or are you tasting it? Thanks for the, yeah, they definitely will help try my first.
Ah. All right. Boil over avoided.
Thank you.
Still 16 people watching.
Can't believe it.
Somehow, whew, being overtaken by the wafting aroma.
Yeah, I think the last time we did this, we actually told people, so we actually had a higher watch count.
I've seen that recipe for the New England IPA on Mad Fermentation. It's good. Yeah, we have a video not too long ago. John did one called Juicy AF. It's pretty good. Then I tried to do like a sort of a session-y version of the same thing with slightly different hops.
Chiller time.
I think it's pretty forgiving. You just throw hops in there and see what you like. Epsom salt, do you think, or gypsum? Ah, cream ale. Just brewed my first cream ale with the Brew Dude's recipe.
Nice, dude.
That's fantastic.
Nice.
That's a favorite beer of mine, obviously. 3 more ounces of, what was that, Chinook you just put in? Nice.
You should read what the comment is and then answer it.
I will.
You're sounding crazier than normal.
Yeah, I am crazy. Oh, the nuggets are going to blow away.
I know, man.
Got to hold on to them. I know, some brewing action. We just tried to show some brewing action here. Greg asks, he's still waiting to see some brewing action. We tried it, and then we had disastrous consequences with
You
it.
could probably do it again.
But we're probably good now with the...
without the connection.
Alright, I'm going to show you the thingamabob. Here we go. Ready?
Here we go. Here we go.
It's dangerous. It's
Yeah.
dangerous.
Look
Here
at
we
this
go.
thing. Look at this thing. We gotta bring this back up to a boil. There's a lot of hops in here. I mean, it's just insane. It's just insane. There you go.
Alright, cool.
It's getting there.
So the chiller is in. Maybe when we semi sort of whirlpool, pre-chill or post-chill, we'll show it again. Yeah, it worked somehow. We're trying to make it work. Cool. Gypsum, calcium chloride. Nice. 2 to 1.
Right, say hi.
Hello.
There you go.
Hello.
All right, now get out of here.
Some people would argue you want 2 to 1 calcium chloride to gypsum, so that one comment about gypsum and calcium, some people would argue the ratio would be reversed. More chloride to give a bigger mouthfeel, body feel. But I think it's still open to experimentation. When I did my session version, I had more sulfate to chloride ratio, which I think made it appear a little more bitter than softer. Still a good beer. Should have brought some of that over.
My plastic bags are flying away. Hold on.
Chloride to sulfate. Okay, we're all on board now. Cellular is better than Wi-Fi, yeah. As long as you're getting good signal, right? Yep. Sulfate better for bitter accentuating. Yep.
10 minutes to go.
10 minutes.
10 minutes to go. All that's left is Cascade.
Oh yeah, so you're going to dump in all that Cascade or one of those
You know,
Cascades?
probably just one.
Okay.
And then maybe I'll dry hop with one of them.
Oh, that's a good idea too. This is going in your big mouth bubbler?
Yep.
With the, you've got the big
Sure
stainless steel thing for it too, the sieve, the strainer, or whatever.
Yep.
So it'll make dry hopping easier. Job.
I couldn't have made that New England IPA without it.
Time for a breakfast beer, Andrew says. Nice.
He must be the guy in Melbourne.
That was Neil.
Neil. Or he just wants a breakfast beer.
That's a style I haven't really tried to brew either. Maybe because my aversion to coffee. If I made like a breakfast stout. If I could do like a maple stout.
Do you like maple?
I like it more than I like coffee. Sorry, short-circuited brewer. I know you just want a beer. Just managing that last-minute addition there.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty foamy.
Well, I got the boiler going again, and now it's out of control.
So Andrew Thomas says that he's never used whole cones in the kettle. How does it turn out? He asks, is it powdery like pellets? It's nowhere near like that. It's nowhere near like that. They just remain soggy, wet flour cones. In some ways, it's easier to deal with because you don't have that powdery mess all everywhere, but it creates its own mess. It gunks up your immersion chiller a little bit more, I think. It's harder to clean it out. And as John mentioned earlier, you've got to deal with this many flowers in there. Siphoning out is going to be tough. Like he's got a spigot that is a small bore spigot, so you can't just run it out that way. Those hops will just block it right up.
Yeah.
So
I'm thinking
there's pros and cons to it.
I think if you use whole cones at normal hopping amounts, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But
I use a plate chiller. I use a plate chiller, and I don't use whole cones often, but when I do, I put them in big, like really loose hop sacks, and it works great for using the plate chiller because then you just pull them out. Do a video live chat cleaning the BMB ferment. Oh, the big mouth bubble fermenter and other equipment. Some parts can be a pain to take down. So, asking if we can do a video sometime on cleaning the big mouth bubbler because some parts are tough to clean. Yeah, that's a great idea. We should put that in the list. I'm looking into a stainless spider. I almost bought one the other day, but I need to think about how my converted kegel will work with the one I was looking at. But a stainless hop spider would help out a lot with keeping the pellet stuff out of the chiller. I've just been reusing those not nylon, but those muslin bags, which is getting to be sort of a pain because I don't like cleaning them. I just want to throw them out. But they're cheap, so.
There you go.
All
All right, More minutes. I think that...
Yeah, a
let's see.
5-gallon paint strainer bag. John mentions that. I have one of those too. I gotta get more consistent with my process. That's the problem.
That's Cascade. These smell very nice.
You got one, but not long. A hop spider for your 20-gallon kettle. Yeah. Short circuit brewer. How big of a batch do you brew at a time? You do like 15-gallon batches? And then what do you do with all that beer? I have a hard time getting through 5 gallons of beer. Sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. And we've got Cascade blowing in the wind here.
All we are is dust in the wind. Alright, so that's an ounce and a half. And
10 gallons.
I think that's a nice addition at flame out. We'll put that in.
Do you do a 10-gallon ferment, or do you do 2 5s? That's what I'm asking.
I do 5.
I know what you do. I'm asking this guy, short circuit brewer.
Oh.
I'm not talking to you.
Fine.
Nice. So he does 10-gallon ferments.
5 minutes to go in the boil. 5
minutes.
minutes. I'm gonna go get some pint glasses and I'll be back.
Okay, great, because we can always use a few empty pint glasses.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Yep. Great. So now I'm on the hook for talking to you and making sure that doesn't boil over. All the hop stuff, man, it's boiling pretty hard, and it keeps getting pretty more active. It wants to boil over again, so. It's because we added some extra wort towards the end, just because we knew it would boil off, and all the hop flour is going to suck up a lot of this wort. So he sort of splits the boil into like 3/4 and 1/4. You got 2 60-liter speedles. That's nice. James 3 Strata 1 with the party guile. I like that idea too. I should give that a try, because I use kegels, so I could get up to like a 14-gallon mash. What was the pre-boil gravity? I missed that. Good question. I think he missed it too. We'll ask him when he gets back. I don't know what the pre-boil gravity was. We were talking pre-camera about, like, my process is more complicated, and maybe it doesn't need to be. He's just still a cooler brewer, batch sparger, 1 burner, 1 kettle. It's pretty straightforward.
We keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Oh, great. Thanks. We got the empty
We
pint
just have
glasses.
to put these
Thank
down
goodness.
on the bags so they don't blow
Oh,
away.
I see. Okay, all right.
That's what they're just paperweights.
Okay. Fermentosaurus versus, all right.
4 minutes ago. I was only gone a minute.
Yeah. At what point do we put the immersion chiller in the kettle? John tends to do it. I tend to do it when I use immersion about 20 minutes to go. The only reason why I do 20 minutes, because 20 to 15 minutes to go, is because that's when I remember to put the Wurflock in, if I'm going to do Wurflock. So I don't know if John added any type of kettle coagulant.
Oh, maybe I should put some in there.
All right, see, there we go. Some kettle coagulant. 15-minute, yeah.
Probably,
I think that's
probably
popular.
not. Just because it's going to be hop hazy as heck.
Yep. Hop hazy as heck.
So this, my friend, is last year's.
Blasphemy, empty pint glasses. Now we've got the beer out. We're good.
I got it. Don't worry about it. You got to do one thing at a time, unfortunately.
Yeah. We don't have the production staff with us today.
Yeah, we gave them the weekend off.
It's a long weekend for some people.
That is last year's Harvest Ale.
Oh, nice. Look at that. Nice.
And don't ask me when it's. I'll have to get my old book to find out what's in it.
Cheers, cheers. Everybody says cheers. It's great.
Cheers.
Yeah. Smells like beer.
It's beer. That's nice.
Yeah, don't watch this part, short-circuited brewer.
It's for a year old. It's not too bad. It's clean. Let me get my book and I'll talk about it.
Oh, that's great.
You like it?
That's very good. Very clean still. Plenty of foam in that beer. Doesn't have a huge hop nose. This is from last year's Harvest Ale that he did. But it's just a really well-balanced, easy drinking beer now. I mean, there's no...
That's my Moleskin.
Look at that.
That's it.
There's not a whole lot of hop bite to it. It's good. Oh, Mad Elf clone coming our way from John. Nice. Nice head. We had someone complain about the head in our beers, so.
That's right.
Look at this thing. It's full of. Look at all those notes.
I know, man. Here we go.
Beautiful
2016 Harvest Ale. 10 pounds of Pearl English malt, English pale malt. 1 pound of Carapils. 1 pound of Caristan malt.
Oh, Caristan. That's what I'm tasting. And a little gypsum.
An ounce and a half of Magnum hops at 60 minutes. 2 ounces of Mount Hood hops at 30 minutes, and then I only had 7/8 of ounces of Chinook hops. That went into 10 minutes ago. Threw in a World Flock tablet 10 minutes ago. This is the Hansen Ale yeast.
Nice.
That's the
okay.
White Labs special yeast strain. I used distilled water and added some gypsum to the water. 12 grams.
I have to admit that is one of my more favorite beer colors.
That's great.
So, and also you mentioned keep the videos coming. Thanks for the smash beer stuff. We love doing the smash beer stuff. It's educational for us as it is for everyone else too. Someone asked, did you get a pre-boiled gravity, or what is your estimated gravity going to be? What were you shooting for? You had like 11 pounds of Maris Otter, so I'm going to put that in the ballpark of
probably right under
1052.
You think? Probably. I was aiming for 1050, but it's always.
I'm feeling today is a good day, so we're going to get.
I mean, last year was 1048.
Yeah, but now you're a better brewer, so you're going to get more efficiency. Every year, getting better all the time.
Every year, it's a little bit better.
Right. So.
All right, that thing's going to start going off, so you may want to shut that off.
All right. Do you want me to not shut it off so everybody can hear the timer go off?
Does anyone need to hear that?
I'm going to turn it off. 15 seconds.
All right. Now we got to make sure.
Is there going to be any wort in this kettle by the time we're done here?
Not at all.
All right. It's like when you put too much Rice Krispies in the bowl with not enough milk is what it is. You know?
Yep.
All right. We need to get we need to design a hop madness siphon. Something that's specifically designed to just go into that pot full of gravel and just suck out the wort.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably need to use that.
I'm not interested with Quebec. I'm not interested. I'm not familiar with that. The word seems familiar to me, but yes, a stainless steel chore boy. Short Circuit Brewer mentions that. Yeah, that works well with whole hops.
I'm gonna taste a lot of that Hansen Ale yeast right there.
There you go. We helped John try other hops for half off. Polaris and Wakatu. Try new things. Great, that's awesome. Keep it going. Let us know too. You can jump on any of those comments or drop us a message directly when you try new hops. Especially if you discover a hop that we haven't done yet.
Yeah.
And you want to see us review it too. Let us know. We'll do another smash beer of other weird hops. You know? Because those beers are fun to make. There's still 1 gallon beers.
Yeah. Polaris, I really want to try. That's supposed to be extremely minty.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool. So maybe I'll be able to get that one right.
I'll tell you what it is.
When you're being a big minty beer, I'm like, I think this is mint.
So that's nice. So that beer only had like, I don't know, maybe 4 ounces. If we round
so this
up,
new beer is
4 or
going to
5
be
ounces.
really.
It's going to be nuts. It's not even going to be. It's going to be horrible. It's going to be.
It's going to be just hop liquor.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be. Cool. So we're chilling now. We're actively chilling.
We are chilling.
Chocolate mint stout with Polaris. That's an interesting idea, Andrew Thomas. We'll have to try it. Oh, or mojito pills. Can you put the Polaris in a lime-a-rita type of beer? We'll do we'll do the lime Mexican lager with Polaris hops.
There you go.
And it'll be mojito beer.
I don't know what to do with that nugget. Oh yeah, the cucumber mint stout. The cucumber stout.
Cucumber mint stout. I know. Someone asked for the. Where's that? It's coming. It's coming. I gotta try it. I'm gonna try
Did you see what
it.
I put? The comment was, as Mike would say, it's coming sooner than you think.
Sooner than you think. Sooner than you think.
Which always means it's not coming. Yeah.
So many things to try in so little time. Watch out.
Oh boy. Okay, you're gonna knock the camera down. Get out of here. Children. What are you gonna do?
I love it. Thanks, AS, for the support. Hello to you.
Alright. Well, I feel good. We just put in, what was that, an ounce
Might as well
and a
live
half?
stream when you're brewing beer, I guess. Everybody wants to be famous. Everybody wants to use your own airtime.
Alright.
All right, go find something to do.
Exactly. Alright, so we just finished off that beer with...
Brewing right now from Louisiana.
Awesome.
All right, we can be there in
A few hours.
We'll take the Brew Dudes corporate jet.
So at Flame Out we put in an ounce and a half of Cascade. Probably have about another ounce and a half to do dry hop. Damn kids, that's right. So at Flame Out, that was an ounce and a half of Cascade. We probably have another ounce and a half to do dry hopping with, and I have some Chinook left over too. We'll dry hop with that. So we'll finish this up and post the recipe probably when we're tasting
some of the statistics. Yeah, when we're tasting it, we'll give it.
Yeah.
So what are we looking at? 3 weeks?
Probably.
4 weeks?
Yeah,
3 weeks?
I'll probably keg this. Maybe quick. What's up?
We keep up the good work on this channel. It'll probably be a piece of work to keep up and keep it brew.
That's true.
Yeah. Hello, Matt Chow.
That. Put your hands up.
What does your Hansen ale yeast taste like?
I don't know. It's pretty clean. I think I forgot the specs on the Hansen ale yeast.
Did that come from the Vault program?
That's it.
Is anybody else buying yeast from the Vault anymore? I think they just opened the Vault.
Yeah, they did.
Right?
I think then there was somebody saying, get out. There was someone who was saying like that there was some program where he was trying to buy something and there was too many people. He had there was like 225 people had to buy it to get it. So
someone just asked about hop tea instead of dry hopping. We've never tried it, the few things I've read about it, I've only ever heard like lackluster results. It's more work than just dry hopping it too. I don't know what the advantage to a hop tea would be. Although I suppose if you split batches, you can still dry hop in split batches though. I wonder if you made a batch of beer, if you could use a hop tea in the glass with different dry hops to experience hops that way, right? To test different dry hops. That'd be interesting.
forgot the yeast.
Oh, what is this?
It's from Yeast. It's the 1056 American Ale. That's all we're doing. Give that a shake.
So, cheers from Arkansas. Thanks for checking in. He's a new brewer. He wonders if 1 ounce of hops is a good place to start for a 1 gallon smash beer, a Mosaic.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
The answer is absolutely yes.
Yep.
That's all. That's the amount of hops I use for all those 1 gallon smash beers.
Yep. Yep. He spreads it out depending on what the hop is sort of supposed to deliver, but he tries to spread it out.
It's mostly an art than a science on that one.
I'd be all for just 5 minutes left. Boom, 1 ounce.
Everything?
Make it happen.
Got it. I think I want at least a little bit of bittering, but yeah.
Yeah. I think that's
Now
where
I'm
the
gonna play with this all day.
utility of how we do hop profiling versus the true essence of smash brewing, you know, could be modified, right? I mean, I wouldn't change what we're doing. I think it's great, but there's no reason why you couldn't do like a Warrior or a Magnum for bittering and then bust out 1 ounce at 5 minutes and see what you get, right? So, trying to keep up with the comments as they fly
I know,
by.
man, they do fly quickly. What's our take on New England style IPAs, specifically Treehouse? Smack that pack.
I think that
I think I smacked
Treehouse I think specifically Julius, there's something about Julius that's very different than almost all the other New England IPAs out there. But there's just something magical about the way their process just generates something really interesting. I don't know if anyone's tapped into what that is and why Julius tastes the way it does.
Well, they're very secretive.
As they should be, because I think it's, you know, I'm okay with that. I mean, it doesn't have to be super sharing. Yeah, Citra and 2 other hops. Yeah, so Matt Chow says he thinks that it's a blend of Citra and 2 other hops. I agree.
Yep.
But homebrewers, if enough homebrewers get together and start collaborating on hop combinations and methodologies, I think the New England IPA thing is almost about it's just the same thing as a methodology. It's just as much methodology as it is the hop varieties themselves, right? Obviously all these newer, fancier hop varieties help, but I think it's something about process coupled with those varieties that really make them dance and stand out the way they do. I've only had a half a beer and I'm like stumbling over my words.
That's the power of the Harvest Ale.
The power of the Harvest Ale.
There's a lot of love that goes into this beer because it grows for a whole season and then, you know, it gets brought to you.
The terroir is amazing.
A year later.
A year later.
It's actually pretty nice, you know?
I think it's a very good drinking beer.
It's simple.
Don't let anyone tell you can't do a full beer with
Heck no.
homegrown hops.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, someone asked if we have any experience with mead making.
We do. We've actually won awards making mead. Did some, I love making fruit, berry meads, like mellow mells and things like that, like raspberry meads. Very simple. I think raspberry is a great fruit to use because you don't need a lot of it to like put in a lot of, put a lot of flavor into it.
He asks, I either just saw that he's going to order Ken Schramm's book, The Complete Mead Maker. You recommend that,
I love
right?
that book.
Yeah. I have a friend at work that I recommend that too.
It's a little dated in terms of just it's an old text. Maybe it might have been updated, I don't know. But it definitely gives you a better understanding of how to make mead and the history of it. And if you're going to make different flavor kind of meads, meaning you're going to add either spice or fruit or vegetables or what have you.
Thanks for checking in.
Gives you a great foundation to work from. And that's certainly where I learned how to make meads from. I think that was a great starting point. What was I going to say? But try to raspberry mead. You don't need that much. And if you have Ken's book, he'll give you the range of, you know, a slight flavor, a medium, very strong flavor, and you'll understand how many pounds of raspberries you need. I got frozen stuff. You can get fresh if you want. But I always got frozen berries and used that, and came out with good results. I think the other big thing is the whole like new idea of, well, it's not new. Ken doesn't talk about it in that book, but the whole staggered nutrient in the process of the fermentation. I've written some blog posts on brew-dudes.com about mead making. So search the site for staggered nutrients or nutrient additions into mead, and you'll find that information.
Do you think so one thing he asked was the variety of honey?
Yep.
I mean, how much of an impact have you I mean, when you're just getting started, do you think you should knock yourself out trying to get, you know, specialty honeys, or do you think you're okay with just wildflower honey, clover honey? What do you think?
Well,
if you're going to overpower it with berries, maybe it doesn't matter?
Probably, but my thought was I always bought the most expensive stuff to try out first. Same thing when I made wine. I bought a really expensive, like it wasn't from concentrate. It was like the juice that you were going to ferment.
Yeah.
Put that aside. I think orange blossom honey is the best that I've used.
Yeah.
And that's what I would suggest anyone to. And it's a little more expensive, but it's definitely worth it.
We haven't hit a lot of mead making videos, but I've got honey. I want to make some mead soon, so it's something that we've sort of talked about doing more about. So while we've been yammering, if you've got a comment that we haven't touched, just re-comment.
We'll get to it. We're still chilling, and we're probably gonna go up to an hour on this, so you got like less than 9 minutes to go.
Yeah, hop teas, like I said, maybe that's a good way to experience like dry hopping.
Yep.
Maybe make a standard batch and then use hop teas as a tincture in the glass. Maybe we should try that sometime.
Yeah, why not?
And just see how it compares
I mean,
to.
I've done it just to like smell hops, but I've never put it into a brew. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Blueberry blossom or wildflower? I would go with wildflower for honey.
Do you think you're paying too much money for blueberry blossom honey specifically? 'Cause that's pretty tough honey.
Well, let's put it this way. We have an apiary that's in the town over. I have blueberry honey, and I also have wildflower. I like the wildflower better. Now, that's just my own personal preference.
If you go to an apiary, which is a place that manages beehives and has a lot of honey, they'll let you sample their different honeys too. Like when we went to our apiary, we got to sample some of the honey too in advance. So
he's saying that orange blossom honey is not available in Germany.
That's why I asked. Yep.
Yep. So I would go with, you can even go with a clover. You can go with a wildflower.
Wildflower honey.
But what's even cooler? If you can get honey that's local to where you are, go with that.
Wow. So AS says a friend of his had basswood and sunflower honey as a 50-50 mix. I've never even tried those honeys. That sounds mind-blowing. Just the idea of, I've even heard of
Ken's book would give you a good understanding
avocado honey is something I would love to try avocado honey. True Beecham talks about avocado.
Oh, really?
Honey. Yeah.
That's a California thing.
That's a California thing.
I think I went to MIT.
I think like barbecue chicken honey would be awesome, but I don't think they make that.
Sunflower is good. Haven't heard of basswood.
No, me neither. I don't think I've ever even seen it as an option at most brew shops for sure. You probably have to find an apiary that's got access to that.
Is there anything else you want to drink?
Whatever you want to present.
All right, we'll bring out one more so we have in the last 6 minutes or so.
Kane asks, do I think making a yeast starter is worth the effort? Is it difficult to make a starter? It is not hard to make a starter. We can come back to that. Do I think it's worth it? I think that when you buy yeast in the tube, like White Labs, I think it's worth it to at least put it in half a liter, 800 mils of wort just to get it active. But I think when you're using one of these smack packs from Y Yeast and you can see it swell, you know it's active. Maybe sometimes a starter isn't like the end all be all. I'm sort of pretty loosey-goosey with whether or not I make a starter or not, and I can't say that I have beers that have suffered due to using a starter or not. However, as a biochemist and a home brewer, it's something that I've sort of in my mind, I get this list of experiments I want to do with yeast starters, cell counts, and whatever. I just haven't had the time to put that together, so expect it to be like more of the conversation later on.
This is the Brew Dude's best bitter.
Oh, thank you. Great. Community brew.
I thought this would be a good way to end this live broadcast because this is what we brewed the first time we went on live for YouTube.
That's true.
And the funny thing is, Mike and I put this same beer into competition, so now we'll find out who brewed the better beer. Did you you changed the you did
ours was a little bit different.
A little bit different, okay.
And by different I mean better.
I knew you were gonna say that.
We'll see how it does. I think it's a good beer, but I don't know. In this IPA driven world, who's gonna can people judge any style other than IPA these days?
I don't know.
Come on, right?
I don't know.
I'm gonna get a comment about my best bitter being there's no Cascade in here. I mean it's gonna be, so we'll see.
The mosaic, it's really not coming through in this best bitter from England.
Right. Smells nice. It's like got a nice fruity fermentation character.
Yeah.
Not like overly fruity, but ester.
Ester potent.
Kenny says a little competition is good.
That's right.
Yes, it is. Oh, this is super
I know Kenny.
nice. This is really well balanced. I feel like some of the character malts have sort of mellowed out a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you think? Is your beer? What's your critical evaluation?
I don't know. I think it's drinkable. It's really clean. That's
Very
for sure.
clean.
Yeah.
What was the yeast you used in this again?
I
Do you remember?
forget.
It's fine.
I forget. forget. I can
Cool.
look it up. Hold on. Let's see. I have my book.
Thanks very much, 4011 Brew.
You take care
Thanks
too.
for watching. We love the support.
I had like...
If it's drinkable, it's for me, says John. I love that. That's true.
I agree.
Both the 1-year-old beer. Did you keep that 1-year-old beer in the fridge the whole time?
No, that was in my basement.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just threw that in the old scary closet.
You're so
in my
good
basement.
with bottling all these beers that you need like a second fridge. I'm going to have to buy you a second fridge.
Hey,
so you can just
Christmas is coming up.
keep everything going. Actually, I have a fridge in my garage right now.
You know what? I didn't write it in because I I put it online, so I don't remember the.
What's your Springs Bink? I can't pronounce that. Well, what's your favorite hop at the moment?
Galaxy.
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 You know what? I think I'm still enjoying playing with Galaxy myself too. I'm still enamored by playing with the things like Citra and Amarillo. Like that beer, that session pale ale I did, I dry hopped that with Mosaic and Amarillo, just because I wanted to do something different, even though it was mostly Galaxy and whatever. So there was another comment there I missed that I wanted to respond to, but we'll get back to it.
Someone else will respond, and then we'll read that one. Okay. Well, that's the best bitter. We'll see how that goes.
That's
I
good.
don't know. That's good.
I wonder if there's anybody else there still drinking their best bitters too, if they will, the community brews.
We'll have to wrap it up.
Oh, whirlpooling at the end of the boil. That's what I wanted to respond to by Kane. I've done a little bit because my system, I use a pump and I can recirculate and stuff like that. So when I made my session pale, that's exactly what I did. All those hops went in 10 minutes with 10 minutes left in the boil. And I did that, and then I added a dose after flame out and whirlpool like that. Something I want to experiment with a little bit more. We talked a little bit earlier today about, in my system at least, pellets versus whole cones and being able to circulate. Pellets work great because they can go right through the pump and come back out. But recirculating, I think that's a great idea with whirlpooling. I have not played with the idea of like chilling your wort to say 170 or 150 and then whirlpooling at a lower temperature. I haven't played with that, but some people report really good luck with that.
Yeah.
With your New England IPA?
Yep. I think that was pretty cool.
So,
because I had flame out, and then I chilled it for a little bit, shut off the water, and then threw in the rest of the hops that I needed for that.
As a scientist, I wonder sometimes. Where's the real empirical data on whether or not those types of techniques really generate the outcome that you want. But I think more and more people keep doing it, that we get a better idea of what's going on. We haven't experimented with it a lot ourselves, but if it works for you, it works for you, and that's the whole beauty of homebrewing, right?
I agree.
Same thing with mead making. If I would just get whatever honey you can and make mead.
Yeah, I know.
And then next time, if you see orange blossom or you see something else, you try that and make the same basic thing with a new ingredient, whether you're making beer or mead, and see how it changes. And that's how we learn and get better.
Okay, we're up on the hour. So I hope that you enjoyed our live brew session. Again, this is the homegrown hop harvest ale brew session, which hopefully you guys were into. Number one, if you can grow hops in your backyard, please do, because they're fun. Number two, make your harvest ale as simple as possible. Try to showcase the hops as much as you can, because that's what people are going to think about when they taste it. They're going to say, "You grew these in your backyard? Great! Now I better be able to taste them." And three, don't worry about computing how much you're putting in, because you have a lot, and it really doesn't matter, because this is going to be of the season and of the year. And that's why I think to myself, let's see what happens this year, because 2016 we just had, it was a nice refined beer. 2017, when we taste it next year, it's going to be nuts. It's going to be absolutely nuts. But the thing is, this one, it'll taste different fresh than it will a year later, and that's what it's all about. So,
thanks to everybody who's hung in there, made comments. We had a little dialogue. That's what makes it fun.
It is, and it's
That's
great.
The point.
You got people from Australia, you got people from England, you've got people from Norway.
We had Arkansas checked in.
Louisiana.
It's great.
All right, for John and Mike, brew-studios.com. Brew on.
Brew on, everybody. Cheers. Thank you.
Yep. Hit it again.